Next up, we have Marlene Stern. She is the mother of a Northeastern student, Elizabeth Stern. She is a breast cancer survivor and a very successful entrepreneur. And she is going to speak about her experience as a breast cancer survivor and through her treatment. And I also want to let you know that on the table, she has so graciously donated copies of her memoir about her life growing up in the Philippines and moving to the United States and raising a family. So please take that home with you and enjoy it and love it and read it. The proceeds of this book goes toward the Breast Cancer Survival Center. All the net proceeds of this book goes to the Survival Center that was with her in comfort and support during her treatment period. So please give a big welcome to Marlene Stern.
Good morning, everyone. I can top the speech that they'll, touch me so much because I went through the same thing. But we're not crying. We're gonna be happy. Okay. This is the hard part of being a breast cancer because it's very emotional. But first of all, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for coming, and especially Billy and their organization, because this is very important. It's an awareness for young adults to learn about and be aware of your body, and it's very, very important for you to know what cancer means and how it affects the family. And that's what I'm going to talk about this morning. I also wanted to take this opportunity to thank my family who has supported me so much going through all this, and my beloved husband for 23 years, Jeffrey Stern, and he's taking a video right now, always. And my son, Kenneth Stern, is 22. He just graduated from Boston University last May, and he was ready and starting his life. He's an athlete. He's a Philippine national rugby player, and he plays international. And he was in Australia. But unfortunately, on my second diagnosis last July, he gave up his life to start this new life and came home to be with me. Another one is my special daughter, who you already know, Elizabeth. And I want to thank her. I'm very proud of her. She's also an athlete, and she's a figure skater. She represents the Philippine national team of figure skating, and she competes international. And without her, I would not have this opportunity to talk to you and share with you my life story. In your table are the memoir, so I hope you enjoy it and learn from it. Now, the story of my breast cancer started, it's very important for every one of you, especially young adults, to know your medical history. Medical history, because I am a nurse. I am a registered nurse and graduated in the Philippines and came here in the United States in 1984 at 24 years old, and to have an opportunity and give my family back home a better life. So I was the breadwinner of my whole family back home. And I work as a nurse and send money back home. And then when I met my husband, everything changes. And then going through being diagnosed with breast cancer. When I first had my son, Kenneth, what happened was that with my medical diagnosis, my grandmother on my maternal side has the breast cancer. She had a radical mastectomy. She went into radiation and chemo and had remission for 5 years. And then they found another cancer, which is not a breast cancer, but a colon cancer, and died after that. So in the family, we know that we have cancer in the family. So I've always been aware that you have to be, alert of what's going on into your body. I've been a very good, I would say good girl. Never drink, never smoke, eat the right thing as much as I can. I try to avoid, you know, McDonald's, but when you first came in the States, that's all you see. But you started to like, okay, this is not good. But, you know, when the kids started to grow up, when I first had Janet, I started to develop lumpy breast after. And it was so hard to do the breastfeeding, which I really wanted to do, but I never had a chance of doing it because I developed lumpy breast. So from there, they started doing mammograms on me because of my medical history. It was okay, it was just a calcification, and if you know what calcification means, it's just a deposit of calcium in the breast, and it's most of us, it's normal and it's benign. But when benign means it's not malignant. So when it starts to form into clusters and spread rapidly, that's when it becomes cancerous. Now when I had Elizabeth, the same thing happened, got the lumpy breast, and didn't get a chance of breastfeeding. So I thought both of my kids are not going to be healthy because I didn't breastfeed. I was so worried, but look at them, they're both athletes. I don't know where they got it. I don't even know how to skate or hit a ball, sport-minded. But they grew really healthy. And I was very happy that they are doing the right thing. But unfortunately, after 10 years, in 2001, my doctor called me and said, because of my continuous every 6 months mammogram, she said to me, Marlene, I could remember this like yesterday, we found the calcification to increase in your left breast 10 times. And she said to me, you have to have a biopsy right away. So we did that. Came out to be negative. It was happy. Okay, no problem. But also, as growing up, I've always done the self-breast examination because of my history and with my lumpy breast. So it's very, very important for you all to learn how to do a self-breast exam. After a couple of months, I found a lump on my right breast. So they did the lumpectomy. Unfortunately, it was not a good one. And they said that I have LCIS. If you know that there's 2 different types of cancer in the breast, LCIS, the lobular carcinoma in situ. If you see how your breasts are made, they're made like grapes with vine, and thousands of them, mini little grapes. And the grapes are called the lobes, and the vine are called the duct. And the duct is most of the cancer patients that you will see with breast are diagnosed with ductal carcinoma. But I have the lobular, so it's on the lobes, and it's very difficult to find exactly or pinpoint where the cancer cells are. And if it's in cluster, they don't even know which portion of the breast they have to take out. Now, I was given 3 choices. I hate 3 choices, multiple choices. It's like taking an exam. You don't know which is the right answer. First choice was to take tamoxifen for 5 years, and tamoxifen is a chemo drug which is taken orally, and it's used as a prophylaxis. But then the side effects of it, you never know. There's a ton of side effects, which because when the time I was diagnosed, tamoxifen was barely new. And the second choice was to leave it alone because I have time. It's precancerous because lobular carcinoma in situ means precancer. So that means the cancer has not spread out yet. So I have some time to buy. But knowing my history, I said, what am I waiting for? The third choice was to take both breasts out. And, you know, when you say, okay, I think it's better to take both breasts out because then when they reconstruct it, you have an even breast, not just one breast is small and the other one is big, as what most of this, you know, the problems that breast cancer women have been dealing with. like Yale was saying about her mom, one is small and one is large. But with a reconstruction, at least you can, you know, even it out a little bit. But the biggest concern that I have was, you know, is the relationship, you know, with your husband. When you're making this decision, it's not easy because it just not involve you, it's involved the whole family. It's very difficult for me to tell my kids that I have cancer. I'm more emotional, I think, so you need your family to be with you. My husband was always my biggest support. She was the one who told Elizabeth and Kenneth and told them what's going on. And Elizabeth was only 11 years old at that time, and Kenneth was 14 years old. And I don't know if they even understand what cancer means. So all I know is I remember Elizabeth saying, "Mommy, are you going to die?" And all I said is, "Of course not. I'm not going to die. I'm fine. I'm going to be okay." And Kenneth, I don't know if this is something different from girls, but boys don't really talk. They just, you know, just said, "Okay." But they're not realizing if, you know, if they feel, you know, deep inside it's emotional or not, but it's very hard to understand it. But I knew he cared about me because I read his essay when he was applying for college, and he wrote about my cancer and how concerned he was. So that's really a big thing for me. And so as you going back with the decision of which treatment I would have, maybe for some people it might not be the right treatment. It's really every individual. It depends on what you think is your best treatment. So with the multiple choice, I know I'm sensitive with drugs and I can't tolerate medication too well. So I can't wait because I knew that the cancer only takes some time and it will spread, and when it spreads, I'm going to go through the same thing, radiation and chemo. So I decided to have both breasts removed. It's very difficult, but I know if you're dealing with life, breast is nothing. You know, life is more important than your physical, you know, appearance. It's not important. We worry about how we, you know, dress, what shoes we're gonna wear, if it match your belt or match your color of your dress or your hair, whatever it is. It's not the same. Your life is different than what we always think it is. But we always, when I went through this, it took me about 2 years to cope up with bringing my body back between the reconstruction and also physical therapy. I was very lucky that all my lymph nodes were negative, so I didn't have to go through chemo and radiation. So that was great. And I went on, I found, as what Yale was said, is you have to have a lot of love. You have a lot of support. And you have to surround yourself with positive people, friends, family, that will give you positive thoughts, because that's what's gonna make you go through it. And if you're living, you're still here, you got to keep going. And that makes me strong. And I have a very strong faith. I'm very thankful and blessed that I was brought and raised with very strong spiritual faith, and I truly believe that there's one healer and there's God that's always taking care of me and will never let me down. And that gave me the strength to go forward. And within that, I found a support group which gave me this woman was a part of the group that's called the Breast Cancer Survival Center. They're full of life. They celebrate life every day. And that's how I learned to live one day at a time. You take one day and make the fullest of it every single day, because you never know. What happened is that when you are a cancer survivor, you never know when the cancer will come back. That is the fear. And it will never go away because it's there, it's a reality. you have the genes. So what happened is that I had great 8 years. Knock on wood, I still knock on wood. But it's a good 8 years. Last year of May, I was discharged from Sloan and said everything was fine. But unfortunately, in July, they found another cancer. So that's when a new beginning of my life starts now. I don't say it's the end of my life, it's a new life. Because this time, it's a harder fight for me. I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The pancreatic cancer is very difficult because there is no early detection. You can only find it when on the last stage. So right now, I'm stage 4, and there is no, I know that it's incurable. They cannot operate on it, and they cannot do any radiation on it. So the good part of it, I don't have a multiple choice. I only have one choice, so it's easier to say, okay, let's just do it. So I have to go through chemotherapy. The chemotherapy that they're using is to help me prevent the cancer from spreading more because it's already on my liver, so that's the goal of it. But the thing is that you never lose hope. When you're a survivor, you always have hope and you always have faith. You always have to have strength because that's what will keep you going. It's not saying, okay, you know, as we always say, have a good life and feel happy. Fill your heart with happiness. Don't worry because worry is negative. You can't let the stress bother you anymore. You have to have a fight. I look at my 2 children who are both athletes, and I see them when they compete and prepare for a competition, and that's where I get my strength, and that's how I see myself, and I'm preparing for my last Olympic, and this is a gold medal, and there's no choice. I have to win this gold medal. Even though the doctors have no hope anymore, I will not lose that hope because I'm still here. And God gave me a life, and God gave me a purpose to be here, and that's what I'm here for, is to fulfill that purpose that God gave me. And I will never give that chance of giving up. Like my son and my daughter, as soon as they were told about this, and my husband, of course, did the same speech and explained to them because I get very emotional. And they both said to me this time, you got to fight. And I said, don't worry, I'm not giving up. This is a fight of my life, and I will not lose this time. And I am. It's 4 months now, and the good news about it is God has never forgotten me because they started with a tumor marker. I started with tumor marker in July with 491, which is very, very high. And the normal for tumor marker is below 30. And now, the last blood test they did last Friday, it was down to 328. So for me, it's a blessing, and God is working on my healing. And never forget, you got to lift your heart, and always, there's one thing that I've read in the Bible that really kept me going and kept me strong, is all the prayers. I have a lot of people praying for me, supporting me, family, friends, and you've learned to be humble. You learn to be good with yourself. You always take care of yourself. You do not abuse your body as a young adult. Always remember, eat well, exercise, smoking, not good. I know alcohol you love, but you know, as long as you don't abuse it, it's okay. And you know, eat the right thing, and if you keep the circulation going, it's always, your body's always healing yourself. And you always, there's one thing that I've learned and said that if you forgive people that have hurt you, it will lift up your heart and not carry heavy load. So if you have friends, families, fathers, sisters that hurt you, or that you've never forgiven, forgive them and be humble and ask forgiveness for what, if you do something wrong or they've hurt you, forgive them. Before I end my speech, I would like to share this verse in the Bible that's always made me strong, and I always share this with my daughter and my son before they go on competition. And I wanted to read this to you because I think this is a very strong verse. And it's in the Bible in Mark 11, verse 22 to 24. They said, "Have faith in God. I assure you, if anyone says to this mountain to be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in your heart, but believe that what he says will happen, it will be done for him. Therefore, I tell you, all the things you pray and ask for, believe that you have received them, and you will have them. And I know I have them in my heart because I believe without a doubt that I will be okay. And just be happy." Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was an amazing speech. It was a wonderful story. And I'm actually going to have you come back up here if you don't mind. Give you a second. We're going to present Marlene. I can't be more honored to present Marlene with this award. It's a Woman of Strength Award. And clearly, she is a great woman of strength. She's an amazing woman and an amazing story. She has such a positive outlook and attitude about things. And I couldn't be more honored.